Okay, hey everyone, how's it going? So welcome to the first new Tuesday stream. Kind of want to make the streams be Thursday high, like low level, Tuesday high level, but last Thursday was a high level one. So today's stream will be kind of like maybe a mix of the two. It'll be like a little bit in between high level and low level. But yeah, so anyway, recently I had this weird idea. Let me show it to you guys. So there's this classic game called Sokoban, and I was kind of left wondering, could a LLM, like a visual one, play Sokoban. So the only Sokoban that I have is in my Emacs, so something like this. And Sokoban's kind of hard. It's not easy. So for example, let's go this. Let me see if I can go to like level. Go to level 1. So this is I guess one of the classic ones. So the interesting thing about Sokoban is you can only push these crates, right? And you got to put them in these green spaces here. And if you do something like this, you're screwed, right? Like you push the crate over there. Now it's too heavy to push. So if you try, you can't push it this way. You can't pull the crate. So there's kind of like nothing to do, and you fail. You got to restart from the beginning. And it can be quite hard to kind of come up with a game plan about how to go about doing this, right? You got to push this there, and then it's like, okay, well now what do I do, right? Like if I push that way, that's going to cause that one to stop working, right? You won't be able to go in that direction. But if you go this way, I think you're also kind of screwed. You can also undo, which is something that'll be kind of interesting to do. But anyway, so I'm going to try to, in today's stream, we'll be kind of hooking up an LLM to Emacs here. Well, not necessarily Emacs, but like to a screen. And then giving that to an LLM to work with, right? Now it'll have this conversation of itself kind of going to, like seeing this Sokoban game, getting the command to solve it, and then seeing if it can do it. And it's gonna be a little interesting, I think. Kind of crazy. I solved this before, but I've like forgotten how to do it. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see if a language model is up to the task. Right? In theory, a multi-modal language model has the ability to see this, knows what Sokoban is, arguably has seen in his training data multiple Sokoban playthroughs, right? Different maps. So maybe it should be able to do this. Yeah, so that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna see how we're gonna do this. We're gonna implement this into a circuits component library, so that we can, we're not stopping at Sokoban. Sokoban's just like the first one. The reason why I like this one in particular is the long-term planning, right? Because yeah, it will. Sokoban, if you just gave me a Sokoban state, from there I can figure out what to do next. So you don't really need to plan too much. But if you're not consistent, you might just like go left, right, and like get into a loop. That's the thing I want to see if it does. I want to see if it'll get stuck in a loop or not. Because that could be interesting. Yeah, how does this one work? Anyway, I do plan to do this in my virtual machine, so I will get that set up here. So it's been a while since I've run the virtual machine, so I'm going to do it this time around. So yeah, I have my VMs here. I think I'm kind of at the limit of my RAM, so I'm going to shut down my Windows virtual machine. Start up my agent virtual machine, and then while doing that, I might look into this. So yeah, you can't push it that way, because if you do it that way, that's no good. I think if you start this way, yeah, this is how you do it. That's mainly how you solve this one. You just gotta do it first. There's interesting things about Sokoban. I played a lot of it just the other day. I always knew about it, but I haven't done it for a while. I never really found it kind of interesting until just recently. It's like going, okay, if I were like thinking, if I were an agent, how would I go about this, right? And yeah, it can be quite tough. Some of these levels, like this one, it's all about the opening, right? So what is the initial configuration you need to get things into to then make it trivial? But some of the more advanced maps out there are tough, like, because they're not just about the opening, but also the ending, right? So let me see if I can bring up another one. Let's do Sokoban, go to level, I think was 16 was the one I was at. 15. Yeah, that one's shitty, but 18, 19. No, I don't think I was that far. And go to 13. This one sucked. Yeah, I did this one. I remember this one. I was like, oh man, that sucks. The main thing that's difficult about this one is the ending, right? You need to push the blocks into these spaces here, which is easy in the beginning, but that gets really, really hard when you're running out of liberties, right? Like you can only go once you have a block up here, you can only push from the bottom. So let's say you do that, you push from the bottom, then this one you can get there. This one you got to push from the bottom, so you have to go around here. But if you started by pushing all your blocks here, now you're kind of screwed, right? So strategically, you look at here and you're like, okay, I don't have a lot of freedoms here. I only have one. I can only, you push in this direction, but you can't push in this direction because you got to be in this block, which you can't go to. Down here, though, you do have like some freedom here. You can have a block here and you can push up from here. So you kind of have to like rotate the blocks into place, and then once those are in a place where all you have to do is go from the side, then you're golden, right? So you kind of have to like go in, push from the right, and then from there do that. And that's going to be, it's going to be interesting to see if a model can do that. But yeah, but before we can do that, we're going to have to set up this whole vision system. So for those who aren't new here, welcome back. But we had a browser tool, but the browser tool for our agent platform didn't use images, right? It used HTML, and then we kind of cleverly took the content, or only the content as much as possible, out of that, and then sent that to an LLM to browse the web, but it never saw the page. Now that we do have multimodal models, we can do that, and it's just been on my to-do list to do. So in this stream, we're going to start by kind of implementing that. So it'll be a while before the agent is playing Sokoban, but I do think by the end of the stream, so like in 3 or 4 hours, should have that all set up and ready to go in a component library. So yeah, so anyway, this is my Windows machine, my agent machine. And, log into it real quick. Okay, and in general, what I want to do first is I'm going to set up Emacs and Sokoban on this machine so that we have that. Skip. Don't. Not now. Okay. How do I not? I think there's a way to not do this. Because this is, yeah, this is it's an agent Windows. It's not a person. We don't want it to have a Microsoft account. Pretty sure it's against TOS. Okay, so I don't think we have Emacs here. So the first thing is set up Emacs. Now we can set up any Sokoban game, but part of me kind of really enjoys this idea of giving the agent Emacs, because then it will be all powerful. So we're going to do that. So let's go to Windows, and there should be a Windows version of Emacs. 29 is the latest and greatest. And we will download that. That's the one installer. There's actually a 2 installer here. 29.1.2 installer, and that's the latest. Okay, so we'll download that. Take a few minutes apparently. It's crazy. And that's what's great about Sokoban. Every time you're waiting, you can play some Sokoban. This opening is also quite difficult, right? Because essentially, like, how do you get started? If you push this block in here, you can get started, but then later on you're kind of screwed. Or at least, yeah, if you the initial is like this, and if you push that block down, push this one down there, now you can get started, but you're kind of screwed. So yeah. So it's AI just regular intelligence playing Sokoban very badly. I'm quite enjoying this character, this penguin-like bird man thing that's here. Okay, but anyway, now to get this thing working, we're going to have to create like we either need to create an agent app that's running on Windows, which I'm not against, or we just copy the circuits file over and run it locally. I guess for now that'll be good enough, but we might look into making a kind of agent later. I've started it multiple times and then just like stopped and thought, man, I have more important things to do. And I thought I'd always get somebody else to do it. Maybe I'll get time to do it on the stream, but for testing, we'll run it locally. Now, there's a framework for doing automation in Python. Trying to remember what it's called. Let's see if GPT can do that. Man, what was it called? Created it like a couple of times, I think, and each time I forget. It's not really easy agent. Although this easy agent is like unimplemented. Yeah, unimplemented. Great. Thanks, past me. Python library for automating desktop. Okay, let's go back here. We're almost done in downloading Emacs. There will be no VI SAS will be allowed in the comments today. PyAutoGUI, that's what it is. Could have sworn we had a PyAutoGUI component library, did we not? PyAutoGUI circuits. There's circuits in the GPT agent toolkit. Weird. I thought. So, go here. We have a RPA. We do. No, we don't have that. Did we take down the RPA? Nation. Weird. I don't think it's a private one. I mean, it might be. G Drive, HF Flash, SQLite, OpenAI Discord, actors. I gotta archive ITGen. Like, essentially, this is like a cool OpenAI connector for Spring, but now Spring does it. So I should archive that. Weird. Okay, well, if we don't have an open source one, I can just create it again. It's not difficult. Okay, let's go to our downloads and install Emacs here. And then the AIs will be all powerful. They will know no bounds. They'll have full access to Emacs. That's going to be, it's a powerful mix. I wonder if it starts using ELIZA for AI psych. What would that be? Like psychiatrist purposes. Okay, so I should have an Emacs now. Cool. If I do okay, install package, install. And let's get Sokoban from Elba. Should be simple. Okay, and then should be able to do Sokoban here. Okay, cool. So we have this. And let's create a simple component library. Let's, I think I have SSHD installed on here. If not, I'll turn it on real quick. Yeah, SSHD is running. We'll just do things through SSHD and just have it this way. So I can use the arrow keys and Control/undo, and R to reset. So that's the options that I'll give the thing. Okay, so let's get out of Proxmox real quick. Let's do that. Okay, so that's our agent PC. And what I'll do is we'll start from I guess we can start from easy agent, like it was empty anyway. So let's go to, let's say, components. Okay, I'm already there. Let's copy XAI easy agent. Just call it PyAutoGUI. No, AutoGUI. That's fine. And then let's rename this to AutoGUI components. Let's create a simple text file. It says pip install AutoGUI. Yeah, I swear I did this before. I already have it installed, so I feel like I've done this before. And so let's save that as requirements.txt. Okay, and then we don't need any of that. I don't think. Okay, so how do we want this to work? So I think we want a AutoGUI take screenshot. Right. And then we want a AutoGUI type. Take screenshot, type, move mouse. That's more or less what we want. Yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. Let's do image path. It is our in comp arg string. And then to execute take screenshot, we just do py. Let's import PyAutoGUI up here, import PyAutoGUI. There's a function called screenshot. I've definitely done this before. I don't know why. It's like I have like this crazy deja vu, but I thought it was RPA. Anyway, doesn't matter too much. It's not difficult. So I'll do self.imagePath.value to save the image there. Mouse move. Mouse move. That takes an X and Y, right? So mouse X is in comp arg. Int mouse Y is an in comp arg of int And the other thing is I want to have this be something that you can hook into like easily hook into OpenAI or that. So you got to think of how to make it easy for that. But in general, I think that's pretty much it. And then you just do pi auto move to. Now let's step value. Okay, and then for the type, we want to do there's also press, isn't there? Yeah. Let's do type and press. Do I want to unify those? It's a good question. In our case, for Sokoban, it doesn't matter because we want type and press. And I think in general, we can do like all we just need are presses. We don't need anything else. Yeah, so just do pi auto. So let's have our press. We need a key, some string, and then we'll do pi auto dot press and self dot key dot value. That's good. And for type, we'll want a string, I guess. Or let's call it text and just make it a little bit more user-friendly. Normal people do not know what a string is and what it has to do with their computer. I mean, they know what a string is. It's not what a computer has to do with strings. Pi auto dot, I think it's type. Is it type? Oh, right. It's called right. Self.text value. Okay, so I think that's everything we need from here. Okay, so that's that. Now let's refresh and let's make a new circuits file. Excuse me. Did I have the vision here, or did I do it somewhere else? Yeah, I should have the vision stuff here. So let's do OpenAI authorize. This is also going to be incredibly expensive. Like, it's just playing Sokoban, and it's going to get it wrong so much. So I might want to resize this image. Window size right now. I'm 32. If we go like 50, that becomes significantly smaller. Is that too small? I wouldn't be able to read anything, but I think it could play the game at this kind of resolution. Of course, yeah, it would see something like this, right? But can't read this at all. If we 50% it, what's the size right now? That's 100%. So if we do 50%, I think it can see everything just fine, but it can't read this anymore. But does it need to? I don't think so. I think we'll do that 50%. For now, we'll just go with 100%. It makes sense to do 50% maybe. Okay. So now that we have OpenAI, let's do how to do. We'll take a screenshot. Image, let me check if image was supported as a path, which I think I did do that. So if image encode image, and then encode image it starts with HTTP. Then I'll do that. It starts with file, it's file. If it is save, it's a file like. Otherwise, it's just gonna read it. As a path, which is exactly what I want. Okay, so we'll take our image path. Let's call this screenshot.png. Then we will do our OpenAI chat. Our model name will be, let me look it up real quick. I think, is it in usage or limits? I think it's in settings, no, yeah, limits. We want vision preview. Okay. That's what we want. Okay, now the system prompt will say you are an agent tasked with completing Sokoban puzzle. These yeah. With the image as context. I'm not sure if we need to keep the conversation going with the images. We might, so that'll be interesting. Choose an action as choose an action either moving up, down, left, right, undo, or reset. Providing action as a JSON with the format. Let's do action, and then up, Okay, something like that. Let's give ourselves proper punctuation. Not sure if that will matter for GPT-4. Okay, user prompt will be this current status, the latest image. I don't think we needed a user prompt. I'm not sure. But it might work better to have this in the user prompt. Then for that, put that in image. I think that will work. And then we have a conversation. We won't need the, we'll try without the conversation. It's like possible in general from the Sokoban side of things to be like, okay, here is the state, right? What should you do next? And in general, you can figure it out. You have all the information you need. You don't need the past steps in general. So I'm going to try without the conversation. If it gets into like cycles or something like that, then we might, we'll figure out if we need to put in the previous images in the conversation, or if we create a conversation where it just has the last steps, right? Okay, now it's going to have a completion. If I look at this one, we have parse JSON. Did we not have a parse JSON? Did I implement it in platform? I need to, so because I have, we have our ExpressAI platform, and this is local. I'm running it on local because platform is mainly for, running things on the internet. Yeah. One sec, let's go here. Flask server. That's an interesting one. But if we search for JSON, yeah, there's a from JSON here. This was defined in utils. Let me get those. I think I did this in a live stream and I haven't published it. But let me get these utils because they're quite useful. Okay. Utils, print, not script. Do I have more stuff in here? Yeah, get current date. I don't, oh man. This is such a mess. I need to like go through all of my utils and unify them. Okay, anyway, right now we're just caring about the to and from JSON. Random number could be useful in various other contexts. So I'm going to pull that one too. And what else? Add a for each, right? For each does not belong in utils. Let me put it in here anyway. It'll be a problem for future me to clean this up. Okay, do I have set item? Yeah, set and get item. Those are useful. This depend. Why are these red? Weird. Anyway, okay, so that's that. So I'll save that. I'll refresh. Okay, and then in utils, we don't need to do that. Let's do from JSON. Let's do that. We might need a kind of extract JSON. I have a feeling I wrote that too somewhere. Anyway, so we'll get an action from that. And I think we want get. Let's get item. And hold on, so if we do Python or py auto GUI, we do py auto GUI dot press up. Yeah, that does exactly what we want. Let's do it that way. Let's modify the prompt to make this just work, right? So, and moving up, left, right, up, down, left, right, or reset. Let's undo is kind of special. Got to do control / or R for reset by providing the action based on the following. To reset. Okay, we'll do it that way. That way it gives us like keys that we can just press and we don't gotta deal with that. We'll see how well that works. Probably won't work that well. We don't want list get item. We want get value. Get item. That's what it's called. Let's put our dictionary in there. We want the action from that. And then we want to auto GUI press the key, and that is done. So we'll just do that forever, because Sokoban is like life. Just gets harder forever. So I'm going to just move that there, and then in here do a while, a for loop. It was loop component. Condition is true. So forever we will do that. And technically, if we ever fail, then we're done. Okay, so I'm going to save and compile that. But I'm not going to run this locally because that's just going to make life more difficult. Let's call this, let's rename this from Untitled 9, which is a little bit hard to remember. And call this Sokoban. Okay, so I'll compile that. Yeah, our Sokoban Pi. And should be able to SCP where am I? Okay, SCP Sokoban.py into our agent, which in my local host is '64. 64 C users agent 1. Let's also look at what the folder structure here was. Let's look at the real folder structure, please. Thanks. C users. Whoa. Don't know what happened there. C users agent 1. Documents. Oh, I see what's happening. Like shift or something like that is stuck and it's causing issues. Projects. Okay, so let's create a new folder called Sokoban. Projects Sokoban. Cool. So now we have our Sokoban Pi there. And I do think we should be able to run it. I think we need to give ourselves some time. So let's do that real quick. So after the authorize, we will sleep for, I think, 5 seconds. And thinking about it, it's probably best to sleep this too, since it's going to be incredibly expensive to do this. So we'll sleep 5 seconds in the beginning. I want to print starting game or something like that. Then we do our loop component, and then at the end here, let's sleep for 3 seconds. Yeah, I think that will do. And let's update that. Let's go back here. See if this runs. No module name XAI runs. Oh yes, we need to do that too. So copy that. And CP X-R XAI. So components to the same location. Run it. No module name Pi Auto GUI. Which it's weird because I'm, like I mentioned, have like this crazy deja vu. I'm like 100% sure I've done this before. But whatever. Okay, then we'll do VM scripts. Activate. Hit install Pi Auto GUI. Now, why does it got to build? Surely there's, I mean, it might be able to build it, but like, Surely there's a wheel for this. I think it did it no problem, but let's, whoops, that's not what we want, wheel. Okay, and then if we do this, everything should just work. It's already satisfied. Cool. So we'll do Python Sokoban, no modeling .env. Sleep is in a weird ass location. Okay. Let's move sleep from where it is, which is in XAI or in agent components. Let's move that to utils. That's a better place for it. Sokoban print. So there's a sleep component in utils. Okay, that's fine. Well, let's just use that instead. So the legacy one is sleep component. It needs to be a float. Thanks past me for 5 seconds. Don't be so pedantic. Okay, then we set that up. And then down here, instead of this sleep component, just use the sleep component. This is also a legacy name. It's had everything called component back in the day. And then that got old, so we decided to stop doing that. Okay, so let's copy that over. And I should probably undo that. Okay, and let's try this real quick. No module AI, pip install OpenAI. Okay, it's doing. Hopefully. Now, one issue is that can't see what's going on. So to make that easier for ourselves, so we're just going to do it this way. No multi-main requests. How can OpenAI not have requests? It's like a bug. Okay, let's do it this way. Base component is not defined. I think I need to base component is in here. And when I copied XAI components, that should include XAI component, should it not? It does. Ah, okay, I see. It's just that I added the for each in here, and I didn't have a base component added to the utils. That makes sense. Okay, so let's update that. Run, not Explorer, please. Let's run it one more time. Sokoban. Okay. So let's see. It moves. Start object has no attribute stats with. Who is the idiot who wrote this code? Oh. Stats with. It's like some kind of Boston. Boston accent. Coder. Stats. Let's move it down. Do that. Open AI. Oh god, they updated their thing recently, and we need to change it. I think that's what it was. I ran into this issue again before. And I don't see the problem. I really don't see the problem. Like, why? Completions. Okay, so hopefully it'll run this time. Incorrect API key. Okay, let's fix that off screen. Thanks for not showing it. Okay, let's do environment variables. And let's grab my latest one. Oh, and pasting, that's going to be such a pain. Okay. 192, 168, 164, C. So yeah, one sec while I set up this key stuff. See users agent. Let's get the profile opened. And key. So let's start with a different character than it's starting with. Ah, okay. Then we will go to the environment variables, paste that. The board is Z7. Copy. Paste. There we go. Trash profile, trash that. Okay, hopefully everything is good now. Let's see. How does it do? Invalid API key. Maybe restart things. Projects. Sokoban. And we want to do env scripts activate and then Python Sokoban. Chat completion object is not subscriptable. All right, then this also changed. God damn. Everything about it changed. Okay, so we want dot choices 0 dot message. I think I did this like in a stream not too long ago. I must have did it in the server. Okay, so let's see how that goes. Check if there's any chats. Any chats? Okay, so that is running. It's not doing anything, so let's stop. And print what's going on so we can see. So, so here I will print the message that we get from OpenAI. That's good enough. If we can see what it's trying to do, then that makes our lives easier. Starting JSON to code error. Because it said started game. Okay. Is that what it said? Compile. Must have forgotten to copy it. Okay. Clear, and let's go. Let's see how smart this GPT-4 really is. Action left. You're a dumbass. Action down. Why is it so dumb? Let's give it a little more space. So put thoughts. I will move up because just get out of the way of the box or something like that. Give it some thoughts and action. And then, yeah, let's try that. Let's save, compile, copy, and see if that makes it any better. Doesn't look like it's moving to me. I will move down to approach the boxes. Okay, maybe we need to give it a little more context. You are based upon puzzle. Here we are controlling the black and white bird on the screen. Choose an action. On the screenshot provided, choose an action like that. Okay. Current screenshot. Let's see if that's any better. We might move to Gemini if that's not much better. Okay. Whoops. That's not what I want. I'm sorry, I cannot processing where I took. Why not? Let's see. Agent tasks. The screenshot has which you can understand the toss for like automating stuff. This I don't understand. You're playing a video game. Choose the best action of either moving the bird character. You are controlling the bird character on the screen. Left hand side of the screenshot. Okay, let's see if it's more happy with that. What do you guys think? I'm just going to do it, or you think it's going to not be able to do it at all? It could be that we're not providing the image correctly. If that's the case, I'll try to debug that. I will move up to eventually push the block above me. Okay, we have not enough max tokens. Set that to be 200 or so. That should be enough for any kind of complex thoughts that it needs to do. Okay, let's try that again. The last time it said up, so that's possibly good. What's his problem now? Action right. Okay, so it has decided to use quotes. Provide. Yeah, I totally thought I made that like a JSON parser the other day. I think last week. Had to. Right, just the JSON. Markdown code box. Do not use. Doesn't understand not very well, but hopefully that'll be fine. Clear Sokoban. Give it 5 seconds and see. I think we're close. It should be starting to control a character. Left. You're an idiot. Fine. What if we give it a little push? Yeah, my hopes aren't great if it got stuck. It might need or it might need like the other frames so they can see if its action, like what its previous action was and what the current action is. Yeah, GPT-4 isn't smart enough for Sokoban. So the good news is it's not taking your job anytime soon. At least if your job involves pushing boxes. Okay, let me cancel that. Okay, let's use a variable. So we'll set variable. We'll call it previous action. And we'll take the JSON string here as the value. And up here, before we authorize, let's define the variable previous action. And we'll put none first. Right, seems good. Okay, and then before the OpenAI chat, let's give ourselves some space here. I think we'll keep that like this. Move these over here. That one there. Okay, so first we're going to get the variable prev action. Okay, and then what we'll do is do a simple format string. I'll do previous action. Format string. We don't want format string. We want concat string. Do something concatenate string. Do previous action. I think I want to end it with a colon space. Okay, and then the value that goes into B, and then the concat goes there. Should be good enough. Okay, so let's save and compile that. Copy it over. And let's try that again. Okay. Okay, whatever. This is not good because it started in a failure state. Let's do that again. Let's see if it does it any better. Up. Okay, left. Okay, it's going up, so I like that. I'm also going to open up the OpenAI billing page real quick, just to keep an eye on the cost of this thing. I'm going to leave that open in the background. I know it updates every 5 minutes. I know this is going to be quite expensive. I need to move to the right. What if I do, just make this full screen? It could be that the text in the terminal is like interrupting it. So I'll do it this way. So since I'm waiting 3 seconds per action, that means, oops, that's not what I want. Don't interrupt the bot, please, thanks. Let's go here. Minimize that for now. Okay, so we know we have 60 by 3, so there's 20 calls per minute happening right now. And the pricing, let's see, vision preview. So if we have what's the size of this image? I think it was like 1,000 by 700 or so. Should be 2 512 by 512 tiles, more or less. So 0.007 per request or so. This one costs 14 cents a minute, in theory, or $8 an hour, or $67 a work day. If we do 24 hours, it'd be $200 an hour a day. So not very cost effective, I don't think. Where's it going? You've uploaded an unsupported image. What's wrong with my image? Yeah, perfectly fine. We are at the properties. The 1280 by 800. So if we do 1280 by 800, this costs 0.01105. And that would be $13 an hour. I think we can rescale that pretty easily. I think let's do that. I know it's also kind of not super good. What if we do something like this? I'm wondering, is making the resolution smaller the better idea, or should we crop the image, which we could do, totally, like just crop the center. I'm pretty soon, as is noon, my windows turn on sometime soon. It might not know the green and yellow. Hold on, let's give it a couple hints. Let's go back here. We want to black and white bird character on left. And, okay, so in the screenshot provided is the back. Actually, up, down, left, right. To move the yellow boxes into the green triangle areas, or R to reset the puzzle if the puzzle is unsolvable in its current state. And then we'll have provide the action as a JSON format thoughts. Action, registering, unmarked on code blocks. Okay. So I think that's good. Let's compile and copy it over. Let's clear and run this and reset. I should probably start this by doing reset. Now that I think about it, quite easy. Don't have to do that manually. Okay, it's going up. And left. Now, the interesting thing, I think, will be, could we possibly fine-tune another language model on this problem? We might be able to. Of course, we don't have good like multimodal models yet, open source. But I think that'll be more or less doable in the future. Yeah, it looks like we're going to be here a while. And I wish I had an easier puzzle to start with. This is the easiest puzzle that comes with Emacs. So it's not going off to a good start. It has hallucinated a box. If you look, it's like pushing the box into the goal area. So I'm going to leave that running. Let's work a little bit on this screenshot component. So I think we can crop and resize it to make the task a little bit easier for the thing. Crop screenshot image path should be in conf new x y and then let me do out image out arg pill.image. I think that's what we want. Okay. So first let's import pill, which we may or may not have, or rather from pill import image, take a screenshot and image from bytes. Let me bring this up. I cannot remember. Pill, crop, and resize. And I don't want to do it, or I don't necessarily need it to be like proper crop or aspect ratio. Okay, so we have image open. And then we'll do IM crop, save, and all that goodness. So let's just do it that way. Okay, image open self.image path.value. Okay, and then get the W and H from image.size. Then we want to crop. New W H H. We'll do image.crop. We want the left is the self.new.x.value. Top is self.new.y.value. And then the right will be self.new.x.value plus new.value plus self.new.h.u. Okay, and self.out image.value is the image. Cool. And then we can also resize it. So resize, screenshot. Kind of want to have it be smart about whether or not to use an image path or not. Let's do image. Let's do this in a separate component. Okay, image path is an incomparable string. Cute. Then we will do out image, which is an out arg of image. Okay, so we have some simple opening, then we get the image, self.image.value, get that out. I don't know if that happens in place or not. Might not. It might not. Okay, then we'll resize these image. I'll just have a new WH as an image as the out. And then we also want to save image or something like that. I should probably not call this auto GUI, but have a pill library. And then image path, which is a string. We just call self.image.value.save self.imagePath.value. Okay, so I think this Sokoban thing has been going for a while. It hasn't made any progress, so we'll kill that. No need to spend money needlessly. I do wish there's a really good local multimodal model that would make these kind of experiments much easier to do. Okay, so we have crop. Now we need to resize. For resize, we put image is equal to self.image.value resize, and should just be that. Okay, let's explore this one more time. Our screenshot is currently (1280 by 800). So we can make that 640 by 400. Let's do that. Okay, let's take a screenshot. Okay, I think we'll do this twice. Yeah. Screenshot.png. Let's call it resized. Screenshot PNG, like so. And we'll break that up into its own thing. Okay, now what we want to do is let's refresh the components as we just changed them. Okay, now we want to image open image. Put that in there. Then let's just resize. Actually, okay, so if we do it this way, what is the size of this? Is there a positioning thing? Possibly not. Okay, so if we do 640 by 400, actually all we just want to do is crop this 640 by 400 here. Or at least on my computer, that's 640 by 400. And from the top, that is 33 pixels down. So we can just crop with our new X being 0. Please work. Thank you. The new Y being 33. All right, and our width being 640. This should make it much cheaper. New H being 400. And let's save image to resized screenshot PNG. Okay, and then do the get variable stuff. Okay, so let's copy that, see if that works. Here, reset, and run that. And missed up somewhere. 57. So I'm only interested in whether or not the cropping is happening. Image used before assignment. Line 44. Dot image dot value dot size. Don't use that here at all. I guess we don't use these either. Let's try that again. I like that thought. It's the only available move to start solving the puzzle. Moving right. You're completely wrong. Okay. Anyway, let's stop that. Let's look at Explorer just to make sure that we have a valid screenshot. Couldn't find it. Resize screenshot is that. I think we can go down a little bit more. That is 33. Oh, okay. 88 is wrong. I was looking at the wrong number. Okay, we want to go down by 8. Okay, so let's copy that over here and move again and reset. So this is about as good as it can get, you know, like we are giving it just the Sokoban puzzle, no other noise on the screen. It has its previous action, has space to write down its thoughts. Right, up. So going up is the right move, so that's good. I kind of think we need to do something more. Maybe we want to make the temperature be 0. Because I have the feeling it's like going in directions that it doesn't really intend to go. And that could be just the sampling. So let's make sure that that's happening. Okay, let's do that. And if not, we might need to have another chat where it goes, okay, this is the image and this is the action. If it's the correct action, if that's a bad idea, then correct the action, right? Like append a action to the JSON or something like that. And that gives it just one more chance to look at it. And that might work a little bit better. Okay, so I forget if I compiled or not. It's so much more convenient on platform because like on platform, all I have to do is compile it and then it automatically updates. It's so great. Yeah, here I have to copy it every time. Anyway, so let's reset. Okay, move up. Move left. The left. Come on, you can do it. GPT-4, I believe in you. Why do you want to move down? It's not off to a good start. But yeah, this is why I was kind of thinking, so we're executing it locally, so that's great. But it would be better if it was like an agent type of thing. Like, so I had a system tray that would listen for these connections and then do that. Because it allows us to execute the program somewhere else, but we can also see the log without kind of like interfering with the agent. So it's probably best to do that. I don't think I'll do that today though. I think today what I'll do, I'm interested to see how Google does. So we might try with Google and then call it a day for this stream. Why are you gonna move to the right, man? Make up your mind. Yeah, I do not believe that this was going to work, right? Like, I know why it's gonna fail. Excuse me. Yeah, so it doesn't have the context, doesn't have a plan. So of course it's gonna fail. Right? I don't expect it to, but you know, I was interested to see how well it can do in this task without anything more than just the image. Because if you're, tell me, I could look at this and go, I think there's nothing you can do here. Let's just restart, right? Especially here. Like here, it's like, oh, we're done. We gotta restart. You have you essentially, just like how if you're a professional, you could look at a Go board and pretty much know how it was played. You can kind of do the same thing in Sokoban. You can like look at the current state and then, not exactly which boxes were pushed where when, but you can get a good enough approximation of what's necessary. You can pick up so in general, you can pick up a Sokoban board at any state, immediately kind of think about it for a second, go, okay, this is doable, and then you go figure out which one you want to do, right? So now it could be that we need to give it a little bit more coaching on the thoughts. That could be good. You need, like, give it some more space to think, I think might be useful. But what we need is, like an LLM is just not enough, right? Like this action of going left, that needs to be it needs to be more like an utterance, right? Like a thought. Going left would work. What other thoughts can there be? Oh, or what do I expect the result of going left would be? And then again, look at the picture, going left. Oh, that does nothing, right? And then based off of that, like, okay, left is not a good idea. I need to do something else, and then be able to prompt itself with that, have thoughts, and do things more in a emergent matter than what we have right now. So I do think that all those things are necessary to have a real kind of AI or agent, and we're totally working on that. We have this thing called the Mind Framework that I have brewing in the background. But today I really wanted to get this kind of vanilla version up and running and see how it does. Let's help it by restarting it. I think it's gone into a loop of just like going left every time. Yeah, it's gotten itself into a loop. That looping part is a problem. One second, let me turn off my Roomba. Okay. I'm back. So, yeah, GPT-4 is not up for the task. So let's try with Gemini. So if we do Vertex AI, should be able to do this, I think. Let's do this in a separate one. Did I move my video? Can't tell. Clicked on OBS for a second. Anyway, let's go to Sokoban and do a Gemini version. Let's duplicate this and rename it as Sokoban dad _ Gemini and open that one. Okay, so let's get rid of this OpenAI stuff. And OpenAI authorize here, not necessary. Let's look at our Vertex AI component. So we have the same authorize here, which should do more or less the same thing, but I might have to configure it. Again, which is a pain. I have to do that. I'll check it out in a bit. Okay, and then technically, we make our multimodal prompt and then call multimodal generate. Yeah, that's pretty much how that works in Vertex AI. So let's move these over here to give us a little more space. Okay. We start with no prompts. Start with this as the prompt. So the thing about the multimodal, it's not a chat model. It's a language model. So let's set the max output tokens to 200, the temperature to 0, hard script here. And then I want previous action to be the follow-up. So have the image, follow-up, previous action. That's how we set that up. And then we'll print out the response text. And also go here. Okay, so let's save, compile that one. And I'll tell it to copy all the Sokoban pies. Okay, so I'm pretty sure this agent doesn't have my Google credentials, so I'll have to take it off screen 1 second again, probably. Also, we need to install stuff. Okay, so let me figure out what that SDK was called. It's not called Vertex AI. It's like Google Cloud AI Platform. So pip install Google Cloud AI Platform. Okay. Takes so much more stuff compared to OpenAI, which is interesting. Like Vertex AI is it's a lot more like the Express AI platform than OpenAI, so it's just much more complicated. And then later we'll have to figure out how to authenticate. Let's run it, see how that authentication works or doesn't work. It probably will not work. Okay, so we need to do the Google auth thing. Do I have the gcloud command in here? We do not. I'm just checking, it should be pip install Google Cloud. Or not. Luckily that was created by Google. The gcloud command pip. I think it's something you can pip install. This package has been called Google Cloud, and then it's like, oh man, it's like gcloud. That's what I want, right? And it's like, no, the package has moved. It's now Google Cloud. Okay, Google Cloud. This has been deprecated. Okay, what do I do now? You could just tell me, right? That would be great. No. No, let me try to remember what this is. Because in Mac, I just installed Google Cloud or something like that. But on Windows, going to do something more complicated. gcloud CLI install. Google Cloud API things. Windows. Okay, so it's got some stuff to download because I can't copy and paste. I have to look at it in here too. Like Google gcloud install. So let's copy that. Put up a new PowerShell, paste it, run it. Turn on screen reader mode. No, we don't need that. What are the beta commands? Might as well do that. Because I don't know if the Vertex AI stuff is in beta or not. Could be. There's a lot of beta stuff in Google. It's their favorite word. The weird thing is that it's a Python thing. So it should be possible to install it with pip, right? But no. Especially since like the Linux version kind of requires Python 3.8 or greater. So yeah, why can we not just oh well, who knows? Sometimes it feels like there's two Googles. There's Google Cloud and then the rest of Google. And Google Cloud is made of very, very special people. That yeah, it's like just way more complex than the rest of the kind of like Google ecosystem. I would say like appropriately complex, you know, but it's definitely different. It's way more stuff than the others. What has changed since your last upgrade? I'm installing it for the first time. What are you talking about? I guess we'll just wait for this. Oh, I hope it doesn't take too long. So my plan is to end the stream at around 1 p.m. I have another meeting to prepare for, so I'll be leaving kind of soon-ish. But I do want to give Gemini a try on this Sokoban and see how it goes. It is kind of disappointing that it can't do Sokoban. I was kind of hopeful. Like, I know from previous experiments that, you know, you can't really expect it to solve a maze. It's like a maze is too much for it. So I didn't have super high hopes, but I kind of felt like maybe it's seen enough. Like Sokoban is something that you could see on the internet, right? And I think there are tutorials for it and stuff like that. So I was kind of hopeful, like maybe it's seen enough Sokoban puzzles, and the fact that it's you know, you see everything from the beginning, and it could be that you have like famous Sokoban puzzles out there, that maybe it'd be possible that it could solve it just with, you know, just an image. Obvious next step is this, right? And I was worried that, you know, there are some times where you have to, like, in Sokoban, you have to go around quite a lot sometimes, depending on things. So I was kind of wondering if maybe without the ability to have a plan in its prompt or anything like that, it wouldn't be able to do it. But it's not even at that level. It's just, going left when there's a wall. That's the level we're at. So that's unfortunate. Let's see if Gemini is any better. I don't think it will be. It's Gemini Pro Vision is like a smaller model. It's not a GPT-4 level model. It's like a GPT 3.5 with imaging, which is pretty cool, I would say. But yeah, definitely probably not good enough to do Sokoban. So just while we're waiting, let me show you how to do this. So this is the first level of Emacs Sokoban. Let's go to that one. Or I think I showed that one already. Let's go to level 2 then. So yeah, level 2, you can do this and then like that, and then you're like, oh, I'm stuck, I can't do anything, right? You got to be a little bit smarter about that. You can't push this up to the corner because then you can't, like once something is in the corner, that's it. Ooh, I think I finished. Okay, sure. Let's do cloud shell. Okay. Lots of stuff. Yeah, check that network connection. It's amazing like how much heavier this is than the other like CLIs, Yes, I would like to log in. Do I want to? So the agent actually has a Google account. I could authorize the agent in Google, or I can sign it in as myself. Giving it access to my credentials is not a good idea, but I feel like we'll spend the next 20 minutes configuring the authentication if I give it access to no reply. So yeah, let's try to do the file, text file, paste that in there. Save. Okay, T. Do I have Tailscale? I do not. Okay, I don't have Tailscale. I have to copy things the old way. P 168.9.64. C users agent 1. Do all that TXT. Okay. So allow that. Copy that. Save right here. All switching between Windows and Okay, cool. So that should be good. We're going to use agent platform dev. Default compute region and zone. I don't think I need to. Okay, so let's restart. CLI, G Cloud, be yeah, close enough. I think we have everything we need. G Cloud can get its act together and finish printing the help. I screwed that. I killed it. I'm not going to wait for it to print out help. Good lord. Okay. Projects. Sokoban. Gemini. We first need to activate our virtual environment. Sokoban Gemini. Okay, let's see how well Gemini does. Okay, unable to find your project. Unable to find my project. Okay, G Cloud config set project agent platform dev. Let's try it again. Did I not just do that? Okay, fine. Fine, Google. Let's put up project agent platform dev. Okay, is that enough for you? Is that good? Is that good? We'll see. So let's save that, compile that, copy. Come back here, clear screen, and run again. And yeah, if it turns out to use Google APIs, you need to spend like 30 minutes configuring the auth. Okay. Authorizing. I've logged in. Have I not logged in? G Cloud auth login. Okay, that's going. Very, very annoying. Is that saved? Yeah, it's saved. Okay. Allow authorized. Oops. Copy. Paste. Okay, we are authenticated now. Thanks. I have a feeling you might still have issues. You can change that. Okay, cool. I don't like that it's putting my entire thing there, but it should be fine. Okay, multimodal generate. I trust in you. No, okay. Why are you like this, Google? Seriously, why do you have to be like this? You don't have to be like this. Okay, application default login. Okay, so there's like a different login for. I gotta do this again. Let's paste that. Put it on my computer. Open it. And give it access. As me. Allow. Copy that over. Okay. Why Teams? Oh. Okay, good. Cool. Let's try that again now. And hopefully before 1 p.m., we'll have Gemini doing stuff. And if not, I'm gonna give up. It's like bullshit. Standard for Google Cloud, but still. I will move up because I must get out of the way. That's great. That's not great. Yes, I think I forgot to set something. Okay, we have our response text. We need to set the variable, the value of the response text. Let's move things up a little bit. There we go. Save, compile. So now we got Google actually running. So that's good. And going up as its first action is actually promising. And now we can see how much of bullshit was that demo that they showed. We'll see. They can push one box into the right location. Google might be onto something. And API-wise, the other thing is it's easier for me to chain all the prompts. So I could give it the full history of all of its moves. But it gets more and more and more expensive as I do that. Okay, it's going left. trying to go up. It's no bueno. But it's going left. So we're good. They say the limitations of GPT-4 will be totally and completely fixed by GPT-5. We'll see about that. I mean, we're not going to see about here, but you know, when they do release whatever is next, I will be trying it on this, and we'll see how well it does. Out of the way of the box. The box isn't going to push itself, man. Left is no, not good. You got to go up first. Let's see if we can figure that out. We are going up. So anyway, it's almost one. It's looking promising, right? Like, this is genuinely better than GPT-4 Vision. If it goes up, it will be better than GPT-4 Vision. Like, it's practically there. Now, if it goes left and pushes the box down, then I will stop using GPT-4 Vision. Not good. Why do you want to go up? Come on, you're so close. Yeah, you don't want to go left, you want to go down first. Why are you going up, man? There's nothing there but death. It could be that it's just going left and up all the time. And it just so happens that that's the right one in this puzzle. So yeah, it's just running away from the boxes. I guess it might not be as smart as you're initially led to believe. So I think we might let's do this one more time, but let's go with puzzle 2. Let's see if Gemini also goes up to the left. If it just goes up and left, then it's just dumb. And of course, you know, this is just an LLM. It's not that you can't solve this with AI. You can totally make a reinforcement learning agent that is able to solve Sokoban. That's not a problem. It's just like doing it with just an image model or multi-modal. That would be the interesting thing. Yeah, it's no good, man. The other thing is it can't, we haven't ever seen it like, oh, I can't do any other action, so I got to reset. So probably doesn't really know what's going on. But I have some ideas of how we can help it out, right? Like we give it we inject some interesting things into the prompt. I think we can get it to start doing things, like having a plan and doing stuff. but we'll have to wait for the next one. So it's 1 p.m. I'm going to go get lunch. If this is interesting, we'll be doing maybe not this, but more AI things on Thursday. I stream on Thursdays at 10 p.m. Japan time. So that's going to be pretty early West Coast, like 9 a.m. East Coast or 3 p.m. Germany kind of deal. I do stream for a little bit longer, like 4 or 5 hours on Thursdays. Usually when I'm with Paul, we can go for longer. And yeah, we'll be doing that. So if this is interesting, feel free to join us on Thursday, or see us again same time on Tuesday. Might be doing a lot more low-level stuff, back to C++ programming on Tuesday, but we'll see. Depends on what kind of interesting things we can come up with until then. So that's the stream for this week. I'll see you guys later. Bye for now.